As we're talking about, Caitlin translating thoughts?
Yes. Translating to the next level,
game.
her game.
What do you think her transition is going to be like?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. You know, what Caitlin's been able to do in her short career so far has just been nothing short of remarkable.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think that there's a lot of talented athletes that come into the league, and, you know, everyone struggles. Like, even me, like, I even had a hard time. I think everyone has that transitional period.
You know, the one thing that I really love about her, she loves the game. You can tell she's put the work in.
What if I told you one player could turn a bottom feeder team into the hottest free agent destination overnight? That's exactly what's happening with Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. It's like she flipped a switch, and suddenly everyone wants in. Neka Ogwumike, Kia Nurse, even Diana Taurasi, they're all eyeing Indy now. Why are these superstars so eager to play with a rookie? What does Clark have that's making the entire WNBA sit up and take notice? It used to be. The Indiana Fever used to be the team everyone forgot about. Dead last in the league, no playoffs, nothing to get excited about. It was like they were invisible on the WNBA map. But then Caitlin Clark showed up, and bam, everything changed overnight. Let's break it down. Before Clark, the Fever were struggling big time. We're talking rock bottom, the kind of team free agents would look at and think, yeah, no thanks. But now, it's like Clark waved a magic wand. Suddenly, the Fever are the hottest ticket in town. Everyone wants a piece of the action. You won't believe this, but big names are starting to circle. We're not just talking about decent players. We're talking all-stars, veterans, the whole shebang. Clark's presence turned on a giant neon sign that says, "Come play here."
Her future is super bright, and you know, being a veteran and being in this league for a long, long time.
As we're talking about, Caitlin translating thoughts?
Yes. Translating to the next level,
game.
her game.
What do you think her transition is going to be like?
You know, understanding our league is about understanding the players that are within it. It's the hardest league in the world to make. It's the hardest league in the world to stay in.
Well, I mean, I think one thing, it was funny because I was talking with someone about this, and of course, you know, the next level is always going to be more difficult.
And guess what? People are listening. You know Diana Taurasi, right? The GOAT herself. Well, word on the street is she's thinking about coming back for one last ride with the Fever at 42 years old. That's absolutely insane. Taurasi, who's seen it all and done it all, is looking at Clark and thinking, maybe I've got one more run in me. But it's not just Taurasi. Young stars are eyeing Indy too. They see Clark doing her thing on the court and they're thinking, I want some of that magic. It's like Clark's not just a player. She's a basketball magnet, pulling talent from all over the league towards Indiana. The Fever's GM, Lynn Dunn, is getting calls left and right. Agents are practically lining up, saying their players want in on the Clark show. Everyone in the WNBA suddenly remembered Indiana exists, and now they can't stop talking about it. And even better players already on the team are feeling the buzz. Kelsey Mitchell, who's been killing it with nearly 20 points a game, is all fired up about playing with Clark. She's probably thinking, finally, someone to share the load with.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. You know, what Caitlin's been able to do in her short career so far has just been nothing short of remarkable.
But she has, like, you can tell, like, how she plays, that she has the pro mentality.
Oh, yeah.
To talk about the WNBA, it's okay to be new. It's okay to say that you're new and that you might not understand everything.
You know, the one thing that I really love about her, she loves the game. You can tell she's put the work in.
Clark's not just changing the Fever, she's shaking up the whole WNBA. Teams that used to look at Indiana and yawn are now breaking out in cold sweats, and they're just getting started. This offseason, it's going to be wild. The Fever might go from zeros to heroes faster than you can say triple-double. Remember when we said the Fever might go from zeros to heroes? Well, what if I told you they could become the most feared team in the WNBA overnight? There's a list of all-stars who are practically begging to play with Caitlin Clark. And when you hear their names, your jaw is going to hit the floor. Let's talk dream teams, because that's exactly what the Fever could be cooking up here. First up, Neka Ogwumike. Imagine her and Clark on the same court. That's not just good, that's championship material right there. Ogwumike's been crushing it, averaging 16.6 points and 7.6 rebounds last season.
You know, her short WNBA career, it's been a lot of pressure, a lot of things thrown at her, and you know, she keeps showing up and keeps getting better every single game.
Never see her tired. She plays 40 minutes. I know.
Yeah.
Like, legit, all the time.
You know, it's pretty cool to see that and, you know, going into the future.
Because there's always going to be people coming into camp, not ready to play.
Right.
Like, and her motor's crazy.
It's crazy.
I never see her tired.
No.
And get this, she's shooting 40% from beyond the arc. Clark's playmaking with Ogwumike's scoring, that's a combo that'll keep opponents up at night. But wait, there's more. Kia Nurse is looking for a new home, and word is she's got her eyes on Indiana. Clark plus Nurse, that's a backcourt that'll give other teams nightmares. Nurse just had her best shooting season ever, with a 48% effective field goal percentage. She's even been praising Clark, saying how great it is to see her step into the league. You can feel the excitement building, can't you? Remember Kelsey Plum? She's a free agent, and guess who she's been talking up lately? Yep, you guessed it, Caitlin Clark. Plum's not just good, she's scary good. We're talking 41.4% from three-point range. Can you imagine Plum and Clark on the same team? That's like having two basketball computers on the court at once. It's almost not fair to the other teams. And you know what Plum said about Clark? She called her the kind of player you want to play with. That's high praise coming from an all-star like Plum. It's like Clark's got this magical ability to make everyone around her better. But we're not done yet. There are whispers about Gabby Williams wanting in on the Clark show too. Williams might not have the flashy stats, but she's got something the Fever desperately need: defense. She's like a Swiss Army knife out there, doing a bit of everything, and she's not shy about her admiration for Clark, calling her a game changer.
Yeah. You know, like, I think that there's a lot of talented athletes that come into the league, and, you know, everyone struggles. Like, even me. Like, I even had a hard time. I think everyone has that transitional period. I'm excited. I'm excited to play against her.
But then again, there is a whole side of the other side of the basketball that she's going to have to really, like, focus on defensively.
I think the difference maker with people that make it to the WNBA is the discipline.
Yeah.
And I don't have to see Caitlin work in the gym to know that she has that discipline to be a pro.
It's wild to think about, isn't it? Clark's not just changing the Fever, she's reshaping the whole WNBA landscape. Teams that used to look at Indiana and yawn are now breaking out in cold sweats. And can you blame them? With the talent that's lining up to play with Clark, the Fever could go from underdogs to top dogs faster than you can say triple-double. Alright, let's wrap this up. Caitlin Clark isn't just changing Indiana, she's changing the whole game. The Fever went from being nobodies to the talk of the town overnight. It's like Clark waved a magic wand and suddenly everyone wants to play in Indiana. And this is just the beginning. The Fever might not be ready to win it all next year, but give them a little time. Imagine Clark and Aaliyah Boston teaming up with another superstar. That's not just a good team, that's a nightmare for the rest of the league. So what's next? Keep your eyes glued to Indiana. This offseason could be wild. We might see the Fever go from underdogs to top dogs faster than you can blink. It's like we're watching a real-life sports movie, and Clark is the star. The WNBA will never be the same, and I can't wait to see what happens next. Hey, sports fans, please make your comments below, and if you haven't subscribed already, click the subscribe button and we'll see you in the next video. Now, let's go!